current trajectory, Skip, if you look at, there's no question he's off to the greatest start for a quarterback in NFL history. Since we're doing the Super Bowl era, let's just go to Super Bowl era, Skip.
Yep.
I don't want to go back because Otto Graham went to 10 titles, 10 championships in 10 years. But let's go to the Super Bowl era because that's what we're talking about, Super Bowl championship. So I'm going to go in the Super Bowl, what we consider the modern era. He's off to the greatest start. The only quarterback that had a comparable start at his age was Dan Marino. Dan went 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns, was a regular season MVP in his second year. Mahomes went 5,050, MVP in his second year. But Mahomes has gone, this will be Mahomes' second Super Bowl, in which he's going to by the age, he's 25. He won't be 26 until September, I think September 17th. So you're talking about a guy at the age of 26 will have 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win for sure with an MVP, regular season MVP, 5,000 passing yards, 50 touchdowns. Skip, he's averaging about 4,600 passing yards with 38 touchdowns a season. That's what he's averaging right now. So his trajectory is saying, yes, he has an opportunity to be the best of all time. Health is going to play, that's the only role. Because I don't see him all of a sudden just stepping off a cliff. Health is the main thing. That's what Tom has been able to do. He's been able to stay healthy, and if you can stay healthy, you can accumulate numbers. But I think in order to have a realistic chance, Skip, he's going to need over the next 5 years, I'm saying last year and this year and 3 more years, he's going to have 3 titles to give himself a realistic chance. Because at that point in time, over the next 5 years, he'll be 30. Tyreek will be 31. Travis Kelce will be 36. So at that point in time, you're going to probably start to look to reshuffling some players around. And that's what Brady was able to do, Skip, because if you think about it, Brady had a tremendous first start. And then there's a lull. There's like a 7, 8 year lull in there. And then he had another stretch where he went bonkers again. The next 6, 7 years, he won 3 in 7 years. He won none in about a decade. And then he won 3 in the first 4 or 5 years of his career. So I think in order for Mahomes to have a realistic shot, Skip, he needs 3 titles within the next 5 years because his numbers as far as regular season, Skip, is going to be there. Mahomes, since he's thrown those 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl, Skip, has punted the ball 1 time. In the rest of the game, in the playoffs, he's punted once. So he's averaging in games in which he's played, he's averaging 34 points a game in the playoffs. So, Skip, he has the best chance of anybody that can say, I can catch Brady as far as accolades, Skip. I think Mahomes has the best chance. But I think the next 5 years is going to tell us a lot. What's his numbers going to be like? What's the Super Bowl appearance going to be like? How many wins? And then we can see. I think that's the only way we can offer a fair assessment.
Okay. I will give you this much. Given health, which is a big if in this league, in this sport, there's a good chance he would catch and pass Brady statistically because Brady's never been about huge stats except for 1 year in 2007 and a little bit this year with the no risk it, no biscuit Bruce Arians offense.
I think, what was that? Was that 20, Skip, I think 2011, 2010 where he had a 5,000-yard season? Because he didn't. He had 50 touchdowns and 4,800 yards in 2007. But he does have a 5,000-yard season on his resume.
Now, when you start talking about playoff statistics, it is going to be difficult to catch and pass him because it's hard to let it sink in what this man has built, the monument that he has slowly but surely built by going 33-11 in the postseason. Already, Patrick's off to 6-1. 33-11, that's 17 more wins than second place on the list, who is Joe Montana. 33 wins, 10 Super Bowls, 6 wins, maybe a 7th, you don't know. Right now, to me, it is ludicrous to think that Patrick Mahomes would pass 10 Super Bowl appearances. It is preposterous. It is absolutely absurd to think he could catch and pass 10 Super Bowl appearances because Shannon Sharp knows how hard it is to get to 1 or 2.
But I think catching and passing Brady as far as appearances and becoming the GOAT is 2 separate arguments. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Mahomes get to be 5-0 or he's 6-1 in Super Bowls. He doesn't get to 10.
Well, I mean, if he passes them in Super Bowl wins, you're there.
Or he's 5-2, or let's just say for the sake of argument, if Tom were to win this one, he'd be 7-3. He loses, he's 6-4. So let's just say for the sake of argument, Pat Mahomes is 5-0, 5-1, 6-0 in Super Bowls. Does he not have a compelling case?
You start to have a case.
Okay.
And if he got to, dare I say, I don't know if Tom's going to win this one or not. Most people think no.
Right.
But if he did, got to 7, but could Patrick get to 7? It's way out there. It's from here to Mars. That's how hard it is.
Honestly, Skip, when Tom did what he did within the first 5 years, I remember being on the show and I was talking to Bob Papa, who's my partner at the time. I say it's realistically to think that he could probably get to 6 or 7, and he probably could win 5 or 6 of those. Never in my wildest imagination, Skip, this was in like 2005. Never in my wildest imagination would I actually utter the words, a player went to 10 Super Bowls. A quarterback.
Yep.
Skip, we've seen maybe some journeyman offensive linemen, you know, you play good and you good a couple of you back. But not as the key figure.
What did you acknowledge to me yesterday? Man, when Aaron Rodgers won that Super Bowl way back in, what year is like 2009 going into 10, right?
It was 2011. The 2011 because of the
2011 Super Bowl. So it's 10 years ago. Well, you thought, here he goes.
Floodgate's going to open, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Floodgates.
Yep.
And no, hadn't been back since.
Skip, we thought the same thing. You was probably on the scene when Marino, his second year, he does what he does. They're like, man, they loaded. They've been to come back every year, and he never went back.
Yep.
That's what makes it, and people don't understand. It's so hard, not only because you got to worry about complacency, you got to worry about, especially now with the advent of free agency, guys win a Super Bowl, Skip, they like, I'm finna go get paid now. If somebody go offer me a boatload of money, so am I going to stay here for a third of the money? Absolutely not.
And then there's this war of attrition.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he's going into the Super Bowl. He could be down 3 starting offensive linemen, 2 for sure, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard,
and
man.
That's the thing. If you look at Brady, for the most part, he's never had his offensive lineman has been there. He's never been without, you know, key figures.
Okay.
So, and that's what makes it so amazing, Skip, is that, like Jordan, when he in the finals, he never got hurt. Nobody on his team. Scotty, the game 6 that they beat, he had a back injury. But if you look at Magic, his hamstring started falling off. James Worthy knees, Byron Scott, Isaiah Rose, his ankle.
I agree. It happens.
So am I going to say, I feel very comfortable in saying I think there's probably like a less than 1% chance that Mahomes goes to at least 10 Super Bowls?
All right. I wasn't highly impressed with his first one. Just for the record, he's down 20-10 to San Francisco, throws an interception late third, and another one early fourth quarter, and he's still down 20-10. Then he got away with a third and forever throw to Tyreek that I thought was more of a punt than a pass.
Right.
But it worked. For 44 yards, it worked. And they came back and they won because he was up against Jimmy Garoppolo, who went in the fourth quarter 3 of 11 for 36 yards and an interception, and missed Emmanuel Sanders down at the goal line with a late throw that could have won the game.
But see, Skip, that's the difference. Look at what Brady did in the fourth quarter. What you call him was unable to capitalize. Aaron Rodgers was unable to capitalize. It doesn't matter what I do if you're not able to capitalize on it.
I got it. But when you look back at Brady's achievements in Super Bowls, you look at they beat the greatest show on turf.
Yes.
Again, that's not all about Brady. That's more about Belichick. I gave you that one. That was a Belichick. But he did beat Peyton twice on the way to Super Bowls. Okay, that's pretty great, right? And he did beat Donovan T.O. in a Super Bowl, which is still, and it was Andy Reid coaching. That's pretty great. And then Legion of Boom, right? Then Matt Ryan MVP, right?
Yeah.
And then Aaron Donald and Wade Phillips and that defense that looked like the best defense in pro football at that point. And it took him a long time. It took him to crack the code until the fourth quarter, but he cracked the code of that. Okay? Those are big achievements on the biggest stage.
Let me tell you what Mahomes has working in his favor that Brady didn't happen. When Brady won his first 3 Super Bowls, nobody thought he was the best quarterback in the league. That went to Peyton Manning. There's no question in people's mind that it's 97%, 98% of the people believe, even though Rodgers will win the MVP, that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback. So he's already a leg up on Brady in terms of how people view him. Because as you mentioned, a lot of people thought Brady was just game managing. It wasn't until 2007 he had that historically breakout season where they said, That's the best quarterback in football. And what took us so long?
But remember, he didn't game manage in his second Super Bowl against Carolina. No. That was a shootout that he won, right?
Right, but
okay. And remember, after the third Super Bowl, you're talking about the Eagles Super Bowl.
Right.
Really, there was a lot of negativity starting to be directed in Peyton's direction because he was looking like more of a regular season wonder and a postseason bust.
Yeah, because he was winning regular season MVPs and Brady was winning Super Bowl MVPs.
That is correct.
So and so that's the thing. But now you look at Pat Mahomes, who has a regular season MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, 5,050 touchdowns in a season. So and people are starting to. So now if he were to win this one, Skip, he could retire tomorrow and he's the first ballot Hall of Famer because we've never seen anybody, and we might not ever see this again.
All right, but he is now the favorite, and that guy, number 12, is the underdog in a Super Bowl.
For only the second time.
That's a dangerous beast to be up
against. But if you think about it, Skip, for 10 Super Bowls, he's only been the underdog twice.
Yep.
The first one is this one.
The last one. Yep.
So you booked this. So what about the 8 in between? You've been the favorite.
All right, guys.